Hey, this is DarrellaaS Service, bringing you the week that was in the Office Message Center, Office 365 Message Center. It's a place that we don't really look often enough, so I thought that I'd try and do the occasional broadcast or live stream, just addressing some of those things within the Message Center, that at least that appeared in my Message Center anyway. So looking at the week that was, I'm just going to go through some of the announcements, and we've got various categories like stay informed, so I thought I'd help inform you. So what we'll start off with is looking at the Surface Trust announcement. So this appears to be more visibility for any user. That's not just the administrative users and people that are within the administrative functions of looking into various compliance issues, but any end user can now go in and do something of a query or a investigation on the trust element of things. So, just looking a little deeper into this announcement, it was a Valentine's Day one, so there might be some little, you might say, correlation between trust, service trust, and Valentine's and love, But we'll look at the announcement and looking at that. It's about trying to allow all users in the organization to be aware of information security, risk management, compliance. So if you can go through to some additional information, you'll be able to go in and have a look at some of these compliance reports and various documents around that'll help you to increase that trust. Now, I guess along those lines, I'm going to branch out a little bit with some of the trust announcements there in the Message Center, and I just wanted to have a look at the recent announcement about the Delve portal. So I saw this one come through from Mark Cashman via Twitter, and he was letting us know about some of the changes within Delve, and that there's a more personalized experience for being able to search. I thought this was interesting. This is good. The reason I relate this to trust is because there are still some people that feel, oh no, Delve is exposing things that people shouldn't. And I really want to get to that point that has been labored over and over again, that the content that Delve will bring up and show to people is content that you already have permission to see. So just keep that in mind. Now, some of the things that Mark mentioned in the blog here were that it's about trying to give you results very quickly to the content that you might be searching for. So I'm just going to have a look at that within my own portal as well. And we'll just have a quick look there actually. Going into my Delve area. We'll just swap that over. Alright, so you should be seeing a full screen there of Delve results. Now, I find it interesting. I think it's being discussed somewhere about this result that's coming up where it appears to come from this person called App at SharePoint. So I forget what the gist was behind that. Maybe someone could respond to the tweet announcing this broadcast or drop in a line. But we're seeing for some reason Delve is exposing the various different employment agreements, CVs, job descriptions, and consulting master agreements. So very nice. Those are popular. I haven't really visited them for quite some time for each of those jobs, but hey, that's all right. So the point about the search here that Mark's bringing up in this blog post is as soon as I click into the search box, it's already bringing up some of these recent documents that are relevant to me. It's also bringing up the people that I'm interested in too, so or that I've been interacting with within my team. So if I am interested in beginning to look for content on SharePoint, then we see that person that's it's been brought up. Let's bring up another one here, OneNote. So you will start to see some of the content that's been brought up there and showing me the content that has been worked on recently within my team. Now obviously I'm using a demo environment, so we're not seeing a lot of change there, but you get the idea. It's good, and it's only going to bring up the content that you have access to already, so that's cool. Alright, well, on with the other announcements in the Message Center. Working our way up. So our previous announcement, we do have an announcement there about Microsoft Teams that will be going GA, and this is just an announcement to let you know that it is going to be turned on by default. And so if you're wanting to have a little more control about what to make available to your users, that if you want to turn this off and just gradually introduce it into your organization, then it does pay to take a look at this announcement. and get some guidance around that. So it's a really good application. We're using it at BitTitan a lot. In fact, it's replaced a number of our different DLs, so we're trying to have that communication within teams in a quick fire kind of way. And just as an example too, I've brought up Teams here to show you something else I came across just quite by accident. I was typing something and I hit the escape key, and that gave me the focus on each message thread. So now if I'm in that focus, I can use the arrow keys and I'm going up and down and easily navigating. Now sure, I could scroll the mouse, but for some of those people who are into keyboard shortcuts, that might be useful as well. I did have another team member who hit some kind of shortcut key and got it to spill out to give I think logs or something like that, because he was trying to do a foreign character from a different language. So that was quite interesting. So yeah, keep in mind there that Microsoft Teams is going GA soon, and it's going to be turned on by default for the organization. So do look out for that switch to turn it off if you want to. We have an update to the Office 365 roadmap itself. I won't try and load it up and slow the internet down by doing that. I'm doing this from home. But if you haven't had a look at the Office 365 roadmap, go and do that. There's been some good updates that make it easy for you to reference different updates that are coming, things that are in production, and they of course will reference out to support articles or blog posts and keep you up to date. So from what I see, my experience of it so far is it's easier to work your way through those updates and see what's going on. So that's great. Yep. And our final one, and I will demonstrate this too quickly, a feature update to SharePoint team sites, the modern team sites, that it's making it easier for you to add pages. So what we've done, or what has been done, is if we go over to a team site that's using the new look and feel, that it's a simplified experience. You've got your, I guess I call them page parts now. Maybe I'm breaking a rule there, but not web parts. They're page parts because they're on a page. And I can add a new page from the new page button. So this is, or rather, the new item button. That's what this announcement was referring to, is being able to add those pages quickly. Now what you'll notice too is that as you add pages to this site, they're all going into the site pages library in the background. And that's the same library that's been used that when you create a news article, like if you were to go up here and click add and create a new article, it's actually just creating a page and it's going into that same library. So that's what's happening in the background. They're all being kept in one place. There's some might say that it might be better to have news articles going to one library and regular navigation and informational pages going to another. Maybe that simplified experience, it doesn't really matter. So those were the announcements for the week. There was one other thing I wanted to go into and show you, and I just found this quite interesting. Let me just bring up some new message. I've been using the @ symbol quite a lot when doing my various emails and trying to mention people within the message itself and trying to draw attention to content. So as I begin to type someone's name, and then we'll just type Triv here, it's bringing up that directly from my contacts, from people that I've messaged or written an email to earlier. And what I've noticed is sometimes you'll hit enter and it will complete that name. It's going to also bring it through as it appears on your contact card, which, if you haven't done a lot of tidying up on your contact cards, then maybe the name is in reverse order, surname and then first name. Might even have the company name at the end. It all depends on how you filed it. But what I like about this quick little tip as I finish off is that I've written Triv, but I don't necessarily want to refer to him as Triv and his full name, Triv and Harde, all the way through the message. So I can just hit backspace and it comes back and it still has that @ symbol, which I can hover over and I can get that contact card when I send it off. But it's still just saying @Triv. It's not giving him the full name or giving him that full display name that might be there. So this might be a good motivation to go through and clean up your contact cards within Outlook as well. So that was the week that was 19th of February. and I'm recording that on the 20th of February for those who are over here in New Zealand and on this side of the world. Hopefully that's been a good update. I'm going to try and do this occasionally and just go through the Message Center. You might have more things to see in the Message Center, but I do encourage you, for those who are small to medium business owners, those who are busy in IT and doing other things, do make sure you go back to that Message Center. There's been a lot of work put in there to try and keep you aware and up to date of what's happening for you and your tenants. So thanks very much, and see you again.